what inspired you to get into the voiceover biz?
Oh, it's not as attractive as you think. I was working at a video production studio next to an audio studio, and they asked me to come next door and do a Valley Girl, and I was like, okay. And so I did it, and they paid me, I think it was $30 or $35, and I was like, what? Because I was still a teenager. And I jumped in and I got mentoring and tutoring from the guys who worked at the studio. And I went door to door, cold calling out agencies with my tape because it was in the middle of nowhere. We had no agents. I loved the freedom of it. I loved that I could earn a living and get myself where I needed to be. And then I fell in love with it. It's like almost like an arranged marriage. Like I fell in love with it as I got to know it and got into it. Because my first love is singing. And this was like right next door. I'm like, yes. And the people, I mean, come on. Greatest people in the world.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's
an incredible gift.
Common thread happening.
That is
true.
Yeah.
Right.
Anthony?
Mine was, it was in between shooting probably like a Disney show or something like that. And it was weird because back then, I don't think it was as attractive to do more than one thing. So like I'm a singer as well. I used to be in this band Menudo when I was younger.
I remember Menudo.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But whenever it got a little too serious, I'd always say, nope, I can't go any further because acting on camera was always just like my number one. So they try and give me kind of like a singing thing. I said no, because then you're going to see me as a singer. I'm an actor. They wanted me to do this. Nope, I'm an actor. And then I got to a point where voiceover came, and it was kind of the first door that I said yes to, as opposed to all these no's, like singing and this and that. And I was like, yeah, let me try this out. And it kind of fell in my lap. It was one of those like in between shows. Okay, yeah, let me audition for this thing. Went in 3 times, and it was the Superhero Squad. And I think the ensemble was just so amazing on that show. Like it was a masterclass, very much like He-Man. It is such a masterclass being in there that I couldn't stop.
It's a high.
Yeah,
it's
it was
it's
just one
nothing
of
quite
those,
like it's an emotional.
Seeing everyone work,
high,
you know, it's funny. Tom would do his thing. He was Iron Man and Captain America, and then when he wasn't on the scene, he had his SpongeBob script on flat because he was recording right after, and he's like,
Okay, can I just make note to that is a little segue? Tom Kenny, God bless the man.
Yeah.
When we would send out boards, when I used to direct from a board, remember the flipping of the boards?
Yeah.
All my notes were all over my boards. Tom would look at every single board he ever received, and he received a lot.
a stack
of
papers.
Several of them on the stool next to him, and he'd pull them out. He didn't do the notorious bullshit my line. The man did line 1 through 50,000, and he looked and he was ready. If the second citizen had to scream, he knew exactly why that guy was screaming. He knew the whole.
Always did his homework.
The real deal.
Yeah. He was actually the one who let me, like I was watching him years ago, and I go, I should be doing that. And so because of Tom Kenny, every time I get a package, like, no, we're going through this. We're going through this. And he's the one yeah, there we go. And it was infectious. And I said, I need to be doing that. And that's because of him.
That's amazing.
This is the thing. People want that pill because now people are falling in love with this career.
Oh, yeah.
And they want that like light switch, like it's mine now. And I'm like, there's no secret ingredient. Like before I moved to LA, I had 8 or 10 years behind the mic, like constantly hustling and studying and studying.
And doing classes and taking on different things that made you grow. And improv. And
I always tell people to travel and read. Well, they said, well, I said, travel, go explore, because everything you do in front of the microphone, it
has an experience.
There's another layer, nuance there. The more you read, the more you travel, the more you meet people, and don't stay in your own box. That it broadens your whole world.